All right, let's dive into an idea that could completely change how you think about growing your podcast. It's called the podcast visibility ecosystem. And honestly, it's all about shifting from the pressure of just working harder to the power of working smarter. This might just be the thing that saves you from podcasting burnout.
Okay, let me ask you something. Does this sound familiar at all? You pour your heart and soul into every single episode, right? But it just feels like you're stuck on this content hamster wheel, constantly churning out new stuff just to stay on people's radar.
Yeah, if any of these points are hitting home, trust me, you're not alone. It's such a common wall for podcasters to hit, right? You publish these fantastic episodes, and then they just vanish into the ether. Your promotion starts to feel like just posting, new episode is live, over and over again. And your downloads, they've completely plateaued, even though you're being so consistent. The thought of having to do even more on social media is just exhausting. That's the exact dilemma we're going to break down.
So, why does this happen? Well, it's because so many of us have fallen for what I call the more content trap. We've been told over and over that this is the key to growth, but the reality is, that advice is just fundamentally flawed.
You know the traditional advice, right? The answer to slow growth is always just more. Record more episodes, be on every single social platform, try every new marketing tactic you see. But what happens? Instead of getting amazing results, it usually just leads to one thing: total and complete overwhelm. And this slide just lays it out so clearly. The old way, it's a content treadmill. You're running and running, putting in all this effort, but you're not actually going anywhere. The new way is all about building a connected system, one that creates real visibility, builds momentum, and, this is the most important part, is actually sustainable for you, the person making it all happen. Okay, so how do we actually get off that treadmill? We do it by building a smarter system. We're going to flip this whole model on its head. We're moving away from that constant pressure to create more and shifting our focus to the power of connecting what you already have. And here it is, the podcast visibility ecosystem. So what is it? It's basically a system that takes all that brilliant content you've already created and turns it into this amazing connected web of assets. Every single piece works together to fuel your growth, give you total clarity on what to post, and build real momentum over time. And this quote, this is the absolute heart of the entire philosophy. You don't need more content. You need a better container for the content you already have. Think about that. The value? It's already there. It's in your episodes. The real work is just packaging that value in a way that helps more people discover it. Okay, so let's get practical. How does this actually work? The biggest shift you have to make is to stop seeing your podcast episode as the finish line. Instead, think of it as the starting block. It's the beginning point for a whole range of other content.
And you know what? The core strategy here is beautifully simple. First, you start with just one podcast episode. Second, you pair it with its transcript, and the transcript is kind of the secret weapon here. And then third, you repurpose all the gold from that transcript into multiple different visibility assets.
So, for example, let's say you've got a great list of tips or a key framework in your episode. You can pull that out and turn it into a really sharp, shareable infographic. It makes complex ideas super easy to digest at a glance, and it's perfect for places like LinkedIn where you want to show off your expertise. Or hey, how about this? You could take a core concept from your audio and bring it to life with a short, dynamic animation video. This is an incredible way to get people to stop scrolling on visual platforms like Instagram. You're explaining your topic in a really fresh, engaging way that, audio by itself just can't do.
And hey, let's not forget the power of a simple talking head video. Just a quick clip of you sharing a key insight from the episode and personally inviting people to go listen. That adds such a human touch and builds a real direct connection. And look, these are just 3 examples. The point is, one episode can become so many powerful assets.
So when you put this all together, it leads to the real long-term win. This whole system, it's not about chasing viral trends or trying to game some algorithm. It's about building a sustainable, human-first way to grow your show. And because the system is built for humans, not algorithms, the benefits you feel are really personal. It means you can stay present without having to be everywhere online 24/7. You can build trust without chasing every new trend. You can show up consistently without feeling that constant overwhelm. And best of all, you get to focus on the conversation, which is probably why you started podcasting in the first place, right? So the result of all this, visibility stops being this chaotic, stressful guessing game.
It actually becomes a clear, repeatable system that you can count on episode after episode.
Seriously, just imagine that feeling. When you finally have a system you can trust, all that pressure just lifts. Podcasting starts to feel lighter, maybe even more joyful. And what's amazing is it also becomes way more effective at getting your message out there. So, the big takeaway here is this. Your back catalog of episodes is literally a treasure chest waiting to be opened. You've got to start using that amazing content you've already made, but more intentionally. That is the absolute key to reducing the pressure and feeling confident that every single episode you produce serves a real long-term purpose. So, I'll leave you with this one final thought. What if your next step for growth wasn't about creating more, but about connecting what you already have? What if it's all about building a smarter, more connected system with the incredible work you've already put out into the world?